So welcome back to the microwave spectroscopy series of lectures on microwave spectroscopy for chemistry department of the University of Lagos. So far, we have looked at the moment of inertia. I equals mu rb, where mu is the reduced mass, mu r squared, and r is the bond distance between them. I can be obtained from the rotational constant B, which is given as h over 8 pi squared IC in wave numbers. The specific selection rule delta J can take values of plus or minus 1, which means we can only change rotational states by plus or minus 1. This leads to allow transitions to be J into J plus 1, where J is the lower level. Now delta V, that's the spacing between spectral lines, is equal to V. Not all transitions are equally probable. The maximum transition occurs when J is given by KT over 2hp, the square root minus half in joules, where B is in joules, or this other formula when B is given in wave numbers. Now let's consider what happens when you substitute with isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same electronic number but with different mass number. So, which means different isotopes weigh differently. An example of an isotope is the carbon series, carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. And in the hydrogen series, we have hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, that's deuterium, and hydrogen 3. Now, from what we just realized, the mass is directly proportional to the moment of inertia, and the moment of inertia is inversely proportional to the rotational constant B. If that's the case, the rotational constant B is directly proportional to the spacing between spectral lines, and therefore I is inversely proportional to the spacing, and mass is also inversely proportional to the spacing. So what this means is that once we increase the mass, so like for example going from carbon 12 to carbon 13, we will reduce the spacing in the spectrum. But to a large extent, the bond distance remains fairly constant because bond is made from electron clouds. But this is to a certain approximation. In accurate work, that has to be taken into consideration. So our energy levels for carbon 12, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we want to move to the energy levels for carbon 13 because the energy is inversely proportional to mass, and I, that's the moment of inertia, we see that the energy levels reduces. It keeps on reducing simply because the mass is inversely proportional to the spacing. The sample spectra from hydrogen chloride, so we see hydrogen 37, hydrogen 35. Therefore, isotopic substitution in microwave spectrum can help us detect. So once we run a rotational spectrum, we can detect the presence of isotopes in the spectrum, and we can also determine the isotopic abundance from the relative intensities. So it's obvious that we have more carbon 35 in the sample than carbon 37. Well, it's not too much because the intensities are not so far apart, but it's still significant. Isotopic masses using this method can also be determined accurately to 0.02% of other methods. Let's look at an example. Given the transition from J equals to 0 to J equals to 1 for carbon 12 monoxide is at 3.8423 wave numbers. The same is observed but for carbon 13 monoxide at 3.67337 wave numbers. So we're given the isotopic mass of carbon 12, isotopic mass of oxygen 16. So since we're not given the isotope, so it's assumed that we're using the same isotope. What is the isotopic mass of carbon 13? So we recall from the information from the question, transition J equals 0 to J equals 1 requires energy equivalent to 2B. Using this information, we can calculate our B for the carbon monoxide for isotope mass carbon 12. We can also calculate that for the carbon 13. So that's by dividing 2B, these numbers, by 2. 3.84235 divided by 2 gives 1.921175 wave numbers. Similarly, for carbon 13, 3.67337 divided by 2 gives 1.836685 wave numbers. So if you recall, B is inversely proportional to I, definitely inversely proportional to mu. From mu, we can get the mass of carbon 13 using proportionality relationship. Therefore, the rotational constant for carbon monoxide with carbon 12 isotope over the rotational constant for carbon 13 isotope would be equal to the mu for the carbon 13 isotope compound, because of this inverse relationship, divided by mu for carbon monoxide for carbon 12 molecule. So if you put in the values, mu 13 over mu 12, so that's a B for carbon 12, 1.92, over B for carbon 13, 1.83. The ratio is 1.04. So we know that from this, mu is given by M1, M2 over M1, M3. So we know the M1 plus M2, sorry. This is for carbon 12, and that's for carbon 13. So after several mathematics, we obtain that the isotopic mass for carbon 13 is about 13.006 atomic mass units. If we notice, we did not convert to kilogram because that unit will cancel out. Okay, so see you in the next video.